Season 2 of Squid Game has landed on Netflix and instantly shattered a global record. No other project on the platform has managed such a powerful debut before. This level of success speaks for itself. Audiences around the world were practically counting down the days to see Sung Ji-hun and the rest of the cast in action again. However, despite all the hype, viewer ratings have ended up about a quarter lower compared to when the first season dropped, back when it was still an unknown show. It's not surprising that such a noticeable difference has raised a ton of questions. Why did the new season spark a rather mixed response? And how did certain new characters manage to stir up serious controversy practically overnight? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Word on the street is that more than 4 episodes were basically kicked out of the second season. Plus, for the longest time, people claimed there wasn't going to be a third season at all. Now that Netflix has officially greenlit the continuation, fans worldwide are asking, does this mean we're in for another wave of record-breaking triumph? Or has the second season already derailed the series' momentum? And could the third season disappoint us even more? We're diving into all those questions right now. From why Season 2 feels so contradictory to the hottest spoilers and theories about Season 3, plus a few guesses on how it might conclude, we'll cover it all. So grab yourself a hot cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get started. First off, let's talk about that mind-blowing number Season 2 has already delivered. It's too early to gauge the final viewing stats, since the first season racked up a jaw-dropping 2.2 billion hours, making it the single most-watched series in Netflix history. We still don't know if Season 2 can match or surpass those numbers. But what's already crystal clear is that this sequel had a colossal opening, securing the #1 spot in every country where Netflix is available, from the US to Kenya to Honduras. Essentially, the show took over the globe all at once. We've never seen a scenario where a series debuts at #1 everywhere right out of the gate. But does that mean the second season is pleasing everyone who's watched it? That's where the complications arise. Critics, for one, mostly praise this new installment, barely dropping their overall ratings compared to Season 1. They pointed out that even though it's missing the surprise factor of its predecessor, the show is still loaded with intense challenges and moral quandaries that keep viewers hooked. On the other hand, the audience has been way tougher in their judgments. While the first season sparked euphoria across the board, the sequel is sitting at a middling 64 points, give or take. And as usual, people are split into 2 camps. Some say the second season is even more impressive than the first, while others argue it feels like a recycled concept that doesn't bring anything fresh to the table. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. There's always a lively debate down there. So why are people saying they feel cheated, or at least underfed by the new episodes? According to creator/director Hwang Dong-hyuk, after the insane success of Season 1, he was pretty reluctant to produce a second installment. He was worried that following up on such a high note might lead to a weaker sequel. Still, Netflix insisted, and Hwang eventually gave in. But in a recent interview with ET, he revealed that his original plan was to wrap up the entire storyline in Season 2 without leaving any loose threads. However, as he fleshed out the script, he ended up with so many ideas that they couldn't all fit into a single season. At some point, he decided to split the story, giving Season 2 a stopping point and postponing a big chunk of it for a potential Season 3. This approach explains why the second season cuts off in a way that feels incomplete. Hwang also said he doesn't plan to make fans wait too long and hopes we'll see Season 3 sometime in mid or late 2025, which is relatively soon. But plenty of viewers feel let down, because effectively, 4 or 5 episodes were cut from the second season and moved into the next. And nobody really likes feeling as though they only got half the story. On top of that, the main criticism swirling around Season 2 is the sense of repetition or predictability. During the first season, everything was brand new. Creepy dolls, bizarre games, a rebellion inside the competition. It was all shocking. By comparison, Season 2 follows a similar pattern, just with a few twists. So fans are asking, where's the big new revelation we've been waiting for? Then again, it's tough for any sequel to recreate the same wow factor once the premise is out in the open. That said, the new season introduces 2 fresh characters who managed to spark massive debates online, even though neither one plays a central role. The first is player number 120, a transgender woman with a military background. Hwang Dong-hyuk has said they couldn't find a fitting trans actor in Korea, so they made compromises, and many viewers see that as a social statement more than a defining piece of the plot. Some fans applaud it, others find it forced, but it definitely caused a stir. Meanwhile, player number 230, known as Thanos, portrayed by Korean rapper T.O.P. Choi Sung-hyun, triggered an even bigger backlash. Critics panned his performance as unbearable, calling the character flat and accusing the showrunners of miscasting. Some media outlets even demanded he publicly apologize for his acting. The bright blue-haired antihero caused a bunch of hype and negativity, sometimes both at once. My personal gripe is how the show's audio design feels overly cartoonish and how some actors are adopting an anime-style delivery. A stark difference from the gritty tension of the first season. Sometimes it feels so theatrical and over-the-top that it's hard to stay immersed in the drama. But the main sticking point is that the second season doesn't wrap anything up. Sung Ji-hun loses someone close, has a tense face-off with the frontman, and the planned rebellion against the game itself doesn't fully materialize. For some viewers, that's an exciting cliffhanger. But for others, it's frustrating to realize that the showrunners are basically pushing the real climax into Season 3. According to Hwang, he wanted to end Part 2 midstream so that Ji-hun, battered by defeat and grief, could face a critical crossroad in the next chapter. Does he abandon his seemingly impossible mission or fight on until the bitter end? He also promises a broader scope in Season 3, suggesting that the outside world will finally start poking its nose into the sinister, hidden mechanics of the game. Detective Hwang Jun-ho, if you recall him from Season 1, might have a bigger role, given that he tried to expose the game's operators. There's even a rumor that Ji-hun might team up with the frontman to bring down the system from within. That final scene with the new doll, a young boy this time, hints that Season 3 might present an entirely new set of twisted competitions. Some fans are thrilled by this direction, while others worry it'll be another rinse-and-repeat formula. Hwang Dong-hyuk, for his part, insists that the third season will be bigger, smarter, and will recapture the raw magic that made the first installment a phenomenon. Of course, there's no guarantee the sequel will satisfy all those critical fans. Still, considering the second season's massive popularity and the heated debates it sparked, it's safe to say we're in for another wild ride full of surprises, controversies, and strong emotions once Season 3 drops. By now, Squid Game is more than just a show. It's a global cultural phenomenon that spotlights social issues, inequality, despair, and that relentless thirst for wealth. No wonder the fandom's on edge, cooking up all kinds of theories and keeping an eagle eye on every production update. Ultimately, it's too early to make any definitive calls on the second season, because we haven't seen how all these arcs conclude. It's entirely possible that Season 3 will pull off a dramatic final act or, conversely, flip the story upside down in ways nobody expects. For now, fans are duking it out online, some celebrating every new twist, others grumbling that nothing lives up to the original. One thing's for sure, Squid Game still generates plenty of heated discussions, and that's a victory for any show. With that, it's time to wrap up. As you can see, the new season left us with not only updated challenges and fresh characters, but also a ton of unresolved questions, some of which might finally be answered in Season 3. The intrigue is still alive, and the debates are only getting louder. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with us. Stay tuned for our next review, where we'll dig even deeper into potential clues about the series' future. In the meantime, don't forget to share your thoughts below and keep an eye on all the latest updates. We'll see you soon, and have a great one. **